भगवते रामकृष्णाय। Welcome everybody. My humble pranams to everyone. As we all know, today is Swami Adbhutanandaji Maharaj's Janmatithi. And we'll be discussing today his life and teachings. The subtopic for today is personification of sacrifice. Since Adbhutanandaji had a sacrificial nature, we have taken this subtopic, that is how he self-sacrificed himself to attain the highest wisdom. For those who have come for the first time and who have not heard of him, I will be giving a brief account of his life, just a brief sketch. Swami Adbhutanandaji's pre-monastic name was Rakturam, but he was fondly called as Latu Maharaj. Sri Ramakrishna also sometimes fondly called him Neto or Leto. Swami Vivekananda also used to tease him sometimes, and he used to call him Plato. Why he used to call him Plato is because he was the only disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, of all the 16 disciples, who could not read neither write. Later, Swami Vivekananda Maharaj said about Latu Maharaj, Latu is Sri Ramakrishna's greatest miracle. Having absolutely no education, he has attained the highest wisdom simply by the virtue of Master's touch and grace. What he means by wisdom here is not our changing secular wisdom, but a transcendental wisdom of highest knowledge and bliss. Later also, when he was speaking to one of his disciples and someone asked to tell something about Latu Maharaj, Swami Vivekananda itself tells these sentences. He tells that he must be regarded as the greatest amongst us because we were born of a high family and came to Sri Ramakrishna with cultured mind and tutored intellects. But Latu knew not the ABC of his own language, forget other languages. And the important comment he makes here, he says, when we could not continue meditation and higher spiritual practices, we could take up reading and these reading discussions just for a change. But since Latu did not know reading, he had to continue, and he could not take up reading. He had to continue to the sadhanas of meditation itself. There was no other option for him. So we need to understand the significance, because in monastic life or in any spiritual life, monotony and loneliness are one of the greatest impediments, because they produce huge conflicts, and these complexes are very difficult to resolve and understand. So that is why he makes this comment that we were easily able to take up some reading and spend our time, but he had to resolve only to meditation. That is why he says that he used to meditate almost 5 to 6 hours a day, whole nights he used to meditate. And he said that he still kept his mind cool. In fact, in my training center, one of the Acharya says that a sadhu or a spiritual aspirant should develop love for loneliness and solitude. And we get this proof of his innate strength and the boundless Master's grace by reading his biography, by seeing the spiritual attainments that he has attained. And once even Sri Ramakrishna said, from Latu's lips, Vedas and all spiritual truths will just flow like water. And it did happen. Later in his life, he could resolve so many spiritual doubts, and he could give clarity on so much conflicting and confounding subjects. Coming to his life, as Swamiji has said, he was from an uneducated background and he was extremely poor also. He came from a small village in Bihar called Chapra. In fact, nobody knows the exact date he was born in. All we have today we are celebrating his Janmatithi is just an approximation, accurate approximation. We have taken a Janmatithi and today's sthiti, but nobody knows when he was born in. And unfortunately, even his parents, when he was just 5 years old, passed away. And extremely poor, he was forced, in fact, by his uncle. This poverty itself forced him, and his uncle also got into some financial trouble, and he didn't want to leave his village, but uncle somehow convinced him, and he took him to Calcutta, where Latu Maharaj was employed as a houseboy in the house of Dr. Ramchandra Datta. The only good thing that has happened is Ramchandra Datta was a very intimate disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. So we can say this: sometimes from evil comes good. So, because it was here in Ramchandra Datta's house that he heard of Sri Ramakrishna, and he had the great opportunity to come to Sri Ramakrishna in Dakshineshwar. So the very first meeting, when he came to Dakshineshwar, Sri Ramakrishna was greatly impressed by the spiritual potentialities of the boy. Sri Ramakrishna used to just see a person and come to know the spiritual potential. And all the providence also came into favor, and situations arose such that he asked Ramchandra for Latu Maharaj to make him his personal attendant. So all this coincidence, providence, everything played, and somehow he became a attendant of Sri Ramakrishna. And all the pent-up feelings of love of this orphan boy found here an outlet of expression. He always looked upon Sri Ramakrishna as his own father. He felt so attracted to Sri Ramakrishna that it was impossible for him to stay even for a little while away from him. And he stayed that way, attending to his illness when he had cancer, till his Mahasamadhi. So we can say officially he was the first disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, because compared to all the 16 disciples, he was the first one to come to Sri Ramakrishna. And under the guidance of Sri Ramakrishna, Latu Maharaj practiced intense spiritual disciplines. He spent the whole nights in meditation, and this habit he followed all throughout his life. So, briefly, we can say that Latu Maharaj has demonstrated to the modern world through his extraordinary life that God, or ultimate reality as we may call, which is bliss absolute, can be realized without the study of any scriptures, without the study of any kind of Vedas. That scriptural knowledge comes not through Vedas or secular knowledge, but an intuitive understanding of deeper inner truths. And it's an experiential knowledge which has to be got by practice, and a guru you need who can guide you. It has nothing to do with our so-called learning and education or intellect, reasoning, etc. It is this so-called transcendental knowledge is an entity by itself. You can directly go and open yourself to it. So he has shown that through intense aspiration, Vyakulata, as Sri Ramakrishna always used to say that a sadhaka should have Vyakulata, an aspiration, and self-sacrifice. He was a personification of self-sacrifice and service to his spiritual teacher, which actually matters the most in realizing the ultimate truth and finding true enlightenment. So, based on all these qualities that I have mentioned, that is tremendous self-sacrifice, tremendous aspiration, and self-sacrifice to the Guru, the underlining or the base quality is sacrifice here. And that is what we are going to discuss. So before we further discuss his life and teaching, I would like to take a few minutes on understanding this law of sacrifice. Because if we understand this law of sacrifice, we understand life itself. There is nothing more to understand. The whole, how life functions is nothing but based on the law of sacrifice. It is, we can say, a philosopher's stone to enlightenment. And later also we'll be highlighting a few incidents and a few teachings on how Latu Maharaj guided his disciples and devotees to enlightenment by telling the importance of self-sacrifice. So, as we can see in the screen, there is a diagram, and this represents how it is a structural plan of cosmic creation. So, how actually creation happens, and how it maintains itself, and how if you just couple ourself, or just if you if you just turn ourselves to this understanding, we'll be able to free ourselves and attain highest enlightenment. So 3 points basically we need to remember. I'm going to explain. The first point is that this entire cosmic creation happens due to only just one law, that is, it is self-sacrifice. It is based on self-sacrifice. That is, we can see there are two vertical columns. One is cosmic being and the individual being. So the cosmic being in the screen is always sacrificing itself, and it is manifesting all the individual beings. The cosmic being, we can say it as macrocosm, and the individual being, we can say it as a microcosm. And we can also imagine, as in the screen, that cosmic being is like an entire ocean, okay? And from that ocean, there are these small bubbles or small waves. Those are individual beings, that is you and me, plants, animals, everything. They're just small bubbles emerging, manifesting from the ocean. So this cosmic being is the ocean, and the individual beings are small bubbles which manifest from the cosmic being. So this manifestation, how it happens, this becoming, how it happens, it is nothing but by sacrificing. Cosmic being sacrifices itself and it manifests individual being. We are all parts of that infinite cosmic being, Rhythm. So, and the second point is, there is always a constant exchange between the cosmic being and the individual being. There is always give and take happening. There is always energy that is exchanged between this cosmic being and we ourselves. But under this exchange, because we can't, under this exchange there's always flux, there is so much change, there is so much contradiction in this life. But below this there is a fundamental harmony, and that harmony is called rhythm. And all this exchange is happening, all this give and take is happening, and below this give and take there is a wonderful harmony. It is a cosmic law, it is a cosmic order called rhythm. And when we attune ourselves, when the individual being attune itself, when it couples itself to this rhythm, through this fundamental harmony, we will experience that divine freedom, will experience that divine harmony that exists in the entire world. From outside, everything may look like change and flux and so much contradiction and impermanence, but there is a harmony, only that we don't know it, we are ignorant of it. All that we have to do is, we need to understand it and practice it. And the practice also is sacrifice, and how the world is working, how the entire universe is functioning, how it is operating is also on sacrifice. And now let us come to the second important point. First important point, we have seen that cosmic being, individual being, individual beings come from cosmic being when cosmic being sacrifices itself. And the manifestation is nothing but you and me. The second very important point is, both the cosmic being and the individual being are built on the same plan. Same plan is there. There is no difference. Okay, we can see it is a trichotomous plan. So there are three levels, that is, there is the spiritual level, there is the mental level, and there is the spiritual level. So even the cosmic structure is built on the same plan, individual structure also is built on the same plan. Only the most important thing that we need to remember is that this cosmic spirit and individual spirit are separate entities. They are self-regulated, self-sustaining entities. It can be independently function. It need not take the support of cosmic mind and cosmic matter. Neither individual mind and individual body. They have their own laws, they have their own functions, and they have their own nature. So we need to, because why I am telling this important point is, only Vedic sages have discovered this. Most of the religions throughout the world are dichotomous. They say only mind, and mind only there is spirit and matter. There is only mind and matter. There is no spirit in most of the other religions. Only in Vedas, only in Upanishads, we come into this understanding that human personality and the cosmic personality are trichotomous. That is, spirit is completely a independent entity, and it can function on itself, and we need to have belief in this, because this is the gist. You should hold on to this, because it gives us so much confidence that no matter what happens in this changing cosmic mind, cosmic matter, or individual mind or body, whatever happens, let it happen. The nature of cosmic spirit is permanent, the nature of individual spirit is permanent. We did not have to worry. This gives us confidence. So this is very important discovery, in fact, that was discovered by our ancient Vedic rishis. Now let us just briefly go through the nature of each these entities. So cosmic spirit, it is nothing but it is infinite, it is blissful, it is the entire ocean, it is contentless awareness. There is no nama rupa there. It is just pure bliss. And this individual spirit is just a part of it. We are just parts of that cosmic spirit, and we also have the same nature, only that we are little limited, that's all. There's nothing great in it. And coming to the cosmic mind and cosmic matter, here is where you find all these changes, this so-called nama rupa. So cosmic mind, what is there in the cosmic mind? So all the laws or ideas that govern the workings of this entire universe, all the ideas that help to create these nama rupas, all these plans are there in, archetypes are there in the cosmic mind. It is also called as Hiranyagarbha. And individual mind is just a part of it. All ideas what we have also, we get it from cosmic mind itself. There are 4 functions of how we function. We have thinking, and we have memory, then make decisions, and also there is egoism in us. That is, we have like, I am this so-called Swami, I am doctor, and I am mother, I am father. All this some kind of masks we have. And instincts. Instincts are nothing but uncontrollable tendencies. So this all exists in our human mind. Then cosmic matter. Cosmic matter is nothing but the manifested universe, atoms, molecules, etc. And individual body also is a part of this so-called Virat, part of this manifested universe. It also manifests a body, sense organs, etc. So let us have this in our mind, because we have come to know now how actually the cosmic being, the architecture, and how this individual being have come from the cosmic being. Now let us come to the law of sacrifice. How this functions, what is the dynamics involved in the cosmic being and the individual being. So it basically is based on the law of sacrifice. So what does the law of sacrifice say? It says everything that the individual being, that is we, need, it takes it from the cosmic being. And only condition it puts, that uncompromisingly, inexorably, compulsory, you should refund it back. Whatever you take from the cosmic so-called being, you should give it back. Otherwise, it will take it by force. This is very important, because the cosmic being is like self-sustaining complete organism. It is a complete organism, and individual beings are only parts of organism. And this self-sustenance, how this self-sustenance comes? Only by its inherent sacrificial nature. Everything is just recycling, and if it doesn't do that, it dies. So no matter what, whether you like it or don't like it, it takes from you. So whether we are aware of it or we are not aware of it, this is going on. All what we should do then, simply one thing we should do. What the individual human being should do is to stop accumulating. Stop accumulating at all the 3 levels. Physical level, don't accumulate. Mental level, don't accumulate. Spiritual level, don't accumulate. Better give. You will be happy and you will be living in harmony. And that harmony itself is blissful. And basically what he should do is, he should start participating in this ongoing natural phenomena of sacrifice that is happening. Just to participate. Consciously we need to participate. Then naturally over a period of time we'll discover that harmony, that inner peace. Now coming to how it actually functions. So how it functions is, it functions in two ways, horizontally and vertically. Horizontally is that red and yellow color boxes I have drawn. Vertically is just the blue color box that I have drawn. So horizontally is how it functions between cosmic being and individual being, and vertically is how it functions within our own body. Sacrifice is going in our own body, and there is sacrifice going between us and the universe. So we need to understand that this individual being, for its sustenance and maintenance, it has to constantly be in contact with the cosmic being. There is a constant point of contact of recovery and renewal. So how is this recovery and renewal happening? It is based on self-sacrifice. So let us understand by taking concrete examples. So at the physical level, at our so-called body and nature level, how it happens? There is a dynamic exchange between air. You give carbon dioxide, you take oxygen. Then there is exchange between water, food, energy. This is happening continuously, whether you know it or not, it is happening at the cosmic level. For example, you can see the sun is continuously sacrificing its energy and converting hydrogen into helium at the rate of about 600 million tons per second. And it is in fact getting smaller by 0.1% every century. Similarly, if you do not sacrifice at the physical level and start accumulating or hoarding more than necessary, we will end up in stress and suffering. We can see this happening in affluent societies, how excessive self-indulgence, selfishness, accumulate, hoard. It is driving people insane. So many kinds of mental diseases like stress, depression, boredom, licentiousness, meaninglessness. All these are just the side effects of accumulation. And this happens, now let us come to the mental level. How is the dynamics between mental and cosmic level? We need to understand that there is exchange between thoughts at our level and cosmic level also. And have faith that all original ideas exist in the cosmic mind. All that we have to do is open ourselves to that cosmic mind and we will get those ideas. So how to open? First we should empty ourselves. Then only there is something that we can get. And we should remove the strong conditioning that we have. Only then we are able to attract the right kind of thoughts. It is just like physical resonance. When you tune yourself, your mind at a particular frequency, automatically thoughts come to you. For example, Isaac Newton discovered gravitational force. How did he discover? All that he did was open himself to the wonders of this cosmic creation. And he removed all nonsensical conditioning mind that he had. And with his apperceptive mass, he just made himself ready to receive that kind of thought. And he could receive. We are unable to receive good thoughts just because we are closed. So good and bad thoughts exist in the cosmic mind. All we have to do is open ourselves to the good thoughts. And this also happens in a negative way also. If you open yourself to a bad thought, bad thoughts start coming to our mind. That is why we say good people are getting better and better and bad people are getting worse and worse. Because the way they work, the way they attract bad thought is, it accumulates, more and more bad thoughts start accumulating. And there is an important thing also that Swamiji has told us. It is only because of this selfish nature that India was a slave for 1,000 years. It did not share good thoughts to people. It said that, hey, you are not eligible. Brahmins did not want to share itself. India also did not want to share to other countries. And because of this non-sharing, we were slaves for about 1,000 years, 500 years under Muslims, 500 years under Britishers. And at the spiritual level, coming to the third level, there is cosmic sacrifice happening. Whether we know it or not, there is a contact between the individual spirit and the cosmic spirit. And why we are not aware of it? Because of our ignorance, because of our wrong understanding, huge egoism, ego complex. And to understand this contact, we first need to awaken ourselves to this individual spirit. If we come to that top level, spiritual level, we'll be able to get that contact. So now coming to the vertical dimension, I'll just finish it quickly. Vertical dimension is that blue color box that we see. It is a human, our own individual being, microcosm. How this sacrifice is happening inside us. Sacrifice is happening. Whether we know it or not, it is happening. So if you are conscious of it, we'll progress in the spiritual path more faster. And as I said, we are most of the time unaware of it. So our goal is to become aware by awakening the individual spirit. So the secret is we can realize this individual spirit by sacrificing our instinctual animal tendencies of the individual body, that is at the physical level, and by sacrificing the wrong conditioning of our minds and wrong belief systems and wrong understandings of the workings of human mind and nature. When we sacrifice this nonsensical understanding, calm conditioning we have that this is how it works, we need to sacrifice that wrong understanding. So the converse of this law is to attain anything higher. So now only we are speaking about the blue color box in the individual being. To attain, to come to the higher level, mental level and spiritual level, we need to sacrifice the lower levels. This is a law. What we need to sacrifice? We need to sacrifice our pervert in body level, all the bad habits, in mental level, all perverted understandings and ignorance. We need to sacrifice that. So let us take one concrete example how it is happening in individual levels and body, mind and spirit. So in body level, there is sacrifice happening in metabolism, elimination of waste particles, blood circulation, control of body temperature, production of energy in cells through citric acid, Krebs cycle and oxidative phosphorylation. So automatically it is happening. And it is affected through a complex hormonal and neural feedback mechanism to maintain this homeostatic equilibrium. There is always an equilibrium it should maintain, and by sacrificing it maintains it. And if we keep our body healthy by exercising, eating rightly and sleeping appropriately, doing proper hatha yoga exercises, we'll be able to maintain this physical optimum level of harmony. And there is one more law that functions. Only when the lower levels are properly functioning, we'll be able to come to the next level. Otherwise, we'll not just come. You can't just skip a level and come. Only you need to properly harmonize physical bodily level, then only you can come to mental level. So at mental level also sacrifice is happening. How is this sacrifice happening? So if you want to come to the individual spiritual level, you need to sacrifice our strong impulsive behavior of pleasure seeking by understanding that we are losing something more precious, something more satisfying, something more permanent, something more fulfilling. Only when we understand this, we have this discrimination, we'll be able to not attract the bad thoughts. And by cultivating pure, unselfish emotions, true, mature thoughts and concepts, can we restore an optimal sattvic level of homeostatic equilibrium. Now we are doing satsanga. Right now you are accumulating good thoughts. So in this way we need to resolve our instinctual understandings of life. And also we need to understand the negative side effects also. If you do not do this, and due to heavy emotional conflicts, we may end up in diseases like neurosis, depression, compulsive disorder, autoimmune diseases, and in extreme cases suicides also, and in extreme cases madness also happens because of so much conflict, so much contradiction is there in our minds. Now coming to the last individual level, that is the spirit, that is Atma, which is that part of cosmic spirit which is there in us. So at this level, this is the master key. You need to come here. When you come here, it is that cornerstone where we can unlock and get the chance to open and be in harmony with that fundamental law, rhythm, cosmic harmony that is invariably, whether you want it or not, happening in this universe. And the way to reach it is through sacrifice only. How to sacrifice? What to sacrifice? As I have said, sacrifice your lower habits at physical level, misunderstandings at mental level, automatically will get the individual spiritual level. And just like they can give an example how in infancy you sacrificed your infancy for childhood for teenage for adulthood for it. Sacrifice is happening whether you like it or not. The only difference is that this sacrifice should happen consciously. You make an effort, conscious effort, that I will sacrifice. No need for the nature to repeat out from me. Tax government rips out from us. We don't give tax, government come and takes. It rips out. Similarly, let us itself sacrifice. So it is this sacrificing, this giving, this returning, this refunding that determines the inherent functioning of the cosmic being. The Vedic sages understood this, that it was this failure to refund, to give back to the universal stream of life that upsets the fundamental harmony, that upsets the fundamental rhythm and produces sorrow, conflict, unfulfillment in person's life. And the best part is that just by consciously participating in the naturally ongoing phenomena of sacrifice that is happening in the cosmos, we can attain this harmony. So Vedic sages made this a principle of giving back, a major spiritual discipline by itself, and it is called as Karma Yoga. So the concept behind Karma Yoga is self-sacrifice. That is, what we mean by self here is, self is ego, wrong understanding, physical, bad habits. By sacrificing that lower ego, or as Sri Ram Krishna used to call it, Kachayami, will be able to get in contact with the rhythm. Time is up, but I'll end by giving one example of Adbhutanandaji's teaching on self-sacrifice. So, once a devotee asks him, Maharaj, how will egoism go? It is a very important question, because the major blockage in this to and fro of energy exchange is our ego. It is like one clog in the pipe. We need to remove that. So he said, what is egoism? I am superior to all others. This sense is this not? So try to make it small, look small. Whenever this sense of superiority will come up, think this, you fool, are there not men superior than you in all respects? Compare to them how small you are. What are your powers? How often you have failed? Have I come to this world out of my own accord, or have I been led here by the nose? These men around me, have they gathered, or by their own will, or by drifted circumstances? This firm or business that made me rich and enabled me to give opportunities to thousands to earn their living, how have I come by it? Have not circumstances conspired and helped to make this a success? Am I not but an insignificant factor in this matter? Can I afford to be vain? I have come to this world impelled by Him. I am still here by His orders. I shall have to quit it the moment He wills. What right have I, so wholly dependent on Him, on His created circumstances, on His created persons, to be proud of anything? If you look at your egotism in this light, it will be vanished and you will attain fulfillment. So, this is ego that actually creates the obstruction to the free flow of cosmic sacrifice. And when we mature your ego, when we understand what we are losing, the harm that we are causing to ourselves by indulging in material pleasures, sensual pleasures, pleasure seeking, by indulging in nonsensical thoughts, only when we reflect will be able to sacrifice that, and we'll automatically attract good thoughts, and we'll go to good people and understand these higher concepts. So, with this understanding, let us end our talk. Let us pray to Latu Maharaj. Let us pray to Swamiji. Let us pray sincerely to Sri Ram Krishna and Holy Mother to resolve our conflicts, to give us wisdom, to give us viveka, and to consciously participate in this Mahayagnya, cosmic sacrifice that is going on, so that we also can attain that supreme rhythm, that supreme harmony and bliss. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Ram Krishna Pranamastu.